Legislators in 43 states across the country have introduced bills making it harder to vote.
Look at this video coming out of Texas. A weather disaster has knocked out power to millions of people in the past.
It's worse than Harvey, and we lost everything.
Gerrymandering, voting rights, access to affordable health care, and the future of clean energy. Those are the sorts of big battles that aren't happening at the local level. They're not happening at the federal level. They're happening at the state legislature.
I'm Melissa Walker, and I work with Giving Circles on the States Project. I'm a children's book author, but in December of 2016, I attended a holiday party where I heard then New York State Senator Daniel Squadron speak. And what I learned blew my mind. Everything that I was worried about and everything that my family and friends were worried about, from education funding to environmental policy to healthcare to civil rights, the very core of our democracy, voting rights, all of these things were being decided in state capitals, not in Washington, D.C. I found out that it is often cheaper to change the balance of power in a state chamber than it is to win a single competitive congressional seat. Take that in for a second. When I got my people together and started telling this story of what I had learned about the power of state capitals, they started walking with me. We started gathering in living rooms and talking to people about the power of state governments and how much we could make a difference in that power. We could focus on state capitals and elect new majorities that are focused on improving lives. Those majorities could pass policies that become pilots for the rest of the country, like healthcare going from Hawaii to Massachusetts to becoming the ACA, or marriage equality going from state to federal. I am not someone who can hand giant checks to politicians, but I am someone who can gather my network and little by little raise an impactful fundraising total that can change the balance of power in a state. And so are you. Giving circles start with one person who asks another person to join a team with them and do this state's project. Their work is focused on the majority makers. Those are the people that are going to change the balance of power in a state capital. And when you change the balance of power to elect people who are focused on improving lives, that's when policies change. We formed a giving circle that worked in Virginia in 2017 and supported 10 candidates, 9 of whom won their seats. The balance of power got so close in Richmond, they had to expand Medicaid. And 400,000 people got health care who didn't have it before that. In Maine in 2018, I worked with 2 giving circles who focused on trying to change the balance of power in the state Senate. It happened, it changed. And in Augusta, the next year, lawmakers raised teacher pay, expanded environmental protections, expanded health care for women, and lowered the cost of prescription drugs. Those giving circles were connected to those policy changes and to the lives of millions of Mainers that were improved because of the new majority there. When you form a giving circle and start to bring in your friends, your family, your networks, you start to understand that we all have this power to engage our communities and create real change.
I would not be sitting doing this interview if it had not been for giving circles. I mean, just the power of grassroots organizing and grassroots giving is transformational.
Joining a team of people that are like-minded like you gives you that power to make change.
The ground is shifting. In Arizona, right now, there is a single vote majority. If you want the most return on your investment, it's going to be at the state legislature level.
With the majority, we have an opportunity to actually build a vision for the future as opposed to living in the past.
Everything is at stake in the state of Michigan for 2022, and it's incredibly important that we fight to take the majority.
Our democracy is truly at risk, and these are one of those defining moments in our history in which we get to understand and see what our role is in preserving our democracy as a nation.